Welcome back to Those Vegan Chefs. I'm Stefan, and this channel is dedicated to making you a better vegan cook. Are you ready for a vegan, spicy Italian sausage recipe that's going to become your new addiction? The first step in our spicy Italian sausage is we need to crack the farro. We need to create small, medium, and large pieces. And we're going to use our blender to do this. All right, let's hit the pulse button 5 to 6 times. Let's check out the consistency. So we have some really fine, almost flour-like texture. And then we have larger pieces of the farro. It really needs to be a mix of textures. It's kind of the #1 step in this whole thing. If we don't have enough small flour-like pieces, that's what gets really creamy and binds the larger pieces to start forming whatever shape we're going after. Today it's going to be a log. Pan's on low. We have just enough oil to coat the bottom of the pan, and we're going to start adding our fennel seed. We're going to add it all. Smoked paprika, salt, poultry seasoning. We're just going to lightly toast to bring out the essential oils. Nothing more than that. That's why everything's on low. It's just enough oil to help coat the spices and herbs. We're going to stir just to kind of keep it moving a little bit. You'll immediately start to smell the fennel seed. Next, we're going to add our tomato paste. We're going to lightly toast the tomato paste. In goes our soy sauce, our black vinegar, and our maple syrup. Now it's time to add our farro. We're going to stir to mix. So we're keeping the heat on low. We're going to add 1 cup of our 1.5 cups of water or stock. We're going to turn up the heat just to about medium. A little over medium. We want to bring it to its first boil, and then we're going to reduce the heat, and we're going to bring it down to a very low simmer. In some ways, it reminds me of cooking risotto. You can see it's just coming to a boil. We're going to reduce the heat all the way down to 2, very low simmer. We're going to stir, and we're going to make sure that the really fine pieces of farro are being incorporated into the broth. Otherwise, they sink to the bottom, and it starts to create a crust on the bottom, and that crust could burn. What we want is the farro to cook evenly, even though we have small, medium, and large pieces. And we're going to control that through temperature and adding a little bit of water or stock throughout the cooking process. We're going to cover, and I'll see you in 5 minutes. Okay, I think it's time to check it. All right, here we go. So you can see right here, it's looking a little dry. It's bubbling nicely. There's little bits of farro that's come up. It's steaming on the inside, so it's cooking and hydrating. But we want to stir it because you can see right here how the farro is sticking to the bottom of the pan, which we don't want to have happen. So we have to have a little bit of maintenance, almost like when we're making risotto. We have to scrape the bottom of the pan, make sure the risotto isn't sticking. Well, same thing is applying right now with our farro. I'm actually scraping the bottom of the pan pretty firmly, and you could feel the farro getting creamy. There's a little bit of resistance. We're going to add just a little bit of our water. It's maybe a tablespoon. We're going to incorporate that. We're going to scrape the sides down so everything is cooking evenly. We're going to cover. We're going to come back and check in 3 to 5 minutes. All right, round 2. You can kind of hear it sizzling a little bit. The goal here is for us to cook the farro without excess water. I know that sounds complicated, but basically we just have to keep slowly adding the water until the farro is cooked. There's a couple crunchy pieces, totally cool, because we're going to saute the sausage again, so that'll cook. But we really need this to become super thick and not too wet, so that the farro will roll into a log so we can have sausage rounds. So I'm actually going to let this go. I'm not going to add water. I'm just going to cover it up. and let the steam do its magic, and we'll visit it again in another couple minutes. Third check. You can see the steam is recirculating. We have some bubbling going on there. It's getting really, really thick. Like you could feel the resistance when we're stirring. It's starting to form like a little ball. It's totally forming this beautiful farro. Look how thick that is. It won't even fall off the spoon. Perfect. Our last step is we are going to scrape this spoon so we get it all in there. We're going to cover, and we're just going to let it sit. All right, the farro's been sitting like 5 minutes, just enough for it to cool down so that we could work with it while it's still warm but not cold. So it's really important that it's just set up enough for us to roll into the sausage rounds. Essentially what we're going to do is we have our cheesecloth cut in a rectangle. It's doubled up, so there's 2 pieces folded over. I have my bowl of warm water to help the farro not stick to my hands. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of farro. Actually, we need to form it towards the bottom here so we could roll it and make it nice and tight. Keep dabbing our fingers, kind of mushing it together so there's no breaks or cracks in it, because then that could lead to cracking in our sausage. We want to leave a little room at both ends because it's going to expand just a little bit. We're essentially going to start rolling it over and then kind of tucking underneath, smoothing it out a little bit. We're going to continue to roll. Doesn't have to be super tight at this point. We're going to scoot it down. We're going to pinch this end off. We're going to take one of our string. We're going to tie it. And then you're going to just decide how big you want your sausage length to be. I'm just going to kind of go right there. We're going to take another piece of string right where we made the indentation. And then you're just going to kind of form it, and we're going to roll it so that we make a nice round cylinder. I'm going to make some little ones. We'll make a couple bigger ones. Make this one a bigger one. Okay, and then just kind of give it a little roll. I mean, they're really already started to form. You can see how the moisture is coming out. It looks so great. We're going to put our spicy Italian sausage on our baking sheet pan lined with parchment. This is the fun part, everybody. We're going to pop this guy in the refrigerator for 24 hours. It's going to dry out a little bit. It's going to be cold, and it's going to give us the structure we need to cut it into slices or roast the entire thing as a whole. So off to the fridge we go. And just like that, 24 hours later, our sausage is cold. I'm going to gently place the sausage in the pan. Want to make sure we get that oil to roll around in the pan. You can see we're already getting a little coloring right there. It's really beautiful. I like to cook the whole thing on top of the stove. That way we get it nice and crispy. It's enough time that it heats up thoroughly, gives us a little more control. But of course you could always pop it in the oven, preheat it to like 425, and we're gonna gently put it right on top. And we're gonna place it on our platter. I'm beyond excited about this vegan, spicy Italian sausage. It's so versatile. We get add it to pasta, tacos. I have another dish in mind, which we're gonna bring out later. But first, I think I need to take a bite to show you guys how delicious it is. Whoo, that's spicy. Now, of course, you could always adjust your spice level. A little more, a little less. It's all good. It's just red chili flakes. subtract or add, no big deal. I just have to say again, I really love the diversity of the sausage, and I can't wait for you to play with the vegan, spicy Italian sausage in your kitchen. As always, we'll see you next week. Bye.